better, but
Love it. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. We're showing our cups. That's what we're doing as we get ready. We're like, here's my coffee cup today. Here is my water cup today. So funny story. So I just got back in town. I'm Lauren Golden, by the way. I just got back in town and from my RV trip, and our house sitter, she accidentally broke one of my cups. Like she was reloading the dishwasher or something like that. I mean, it's not like, it wasn't like something I was married to. It was not a big deal at all. It was like one of these reusable cups, right? So you're not wasting and you reuse it and whatever. And I guess it chipped, and so the lid wouldn't go on, whatever. So she like went out and bought this for me, and I love it. First of all, I thought that was really thoughtful. I'm like, you didn't have to go do that. Like it was a $10 plastic cup. She went out and did it, but this one holds like twice as much as my other one did, and so we're grateful for her. So anyway, that's how Meagan and I are starting this Facebook Live today, is talking about the importance of good reusable cups and coffee. Okay, where's my video? It's not even showing my video. Come on, Facebook. If you guys are joining us live, which I know you are because it's telling me you are, say hello, say good morning to us. There we go. Hey, Brittany, thanks for doing that because I got a pop-up and now it's going to take me straight to the video. So anyway, we thought we were muted. We're not. Okay, here we go. There we go. Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Okay. Hi, Ashley. Hey, Jordan, you sweet thing, for joining us this morning. Hey, Stephanie. Whoop, whoop. Good morning, Lauren. Good to see you. Keeping it green. Exactly. We reuse, we recycle. These are all beautiful things. Good morning, Emily. Hey, Kendra. I know you're not looking at Facebook. Megan's like, who are we talking to? These are all the people who are here to learn about bookkeeping, Megan. We got Kendra on. We've got Serena. Hey, Serena. Oh my goodness gracious. This is going to be so much fun. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Brittany. I got to hang out with some of these ladies last night at book club. So it's been like not even like a full 12 hours, I feel like, since we've hung out, you guys. It's just, we're going to keep the party going this week. Hey, Stephanie. Oh my gosh, we got lots of Stephanies on this morning. Cammie, Nicole. I can't even read y'all's names fast enough. Ashley, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, Alexandra. I'm like scrolling faster. Danielle. Hi, Danielle. You sweet thing. Oh my goodness. We're just so excited. Meagan, are you so excited? Megan's like, Lauren, you've obviously had more coffee than me. Guys, I'm going to turn things over, obviously, in just a second. You did not show up this morning to hear the sound of my voice, although usually on Thursday mornings, you do show up to hear the sound of my voice. So I'm grateful that you guys are here with us today. But rather than doing our weekly EULA, you are just getting the L part. No updates, no announcements. We just have a lesson in bookkeeping. So Megan and I love this person next to me because, like, you know how they say, like, don't mix business with pleasure, and like, you know, you shouldn't work with family or like whatever. Like, I think I have more different types of relationships with you, Megan, than I maybe do with anybody else in my whole life. Like, wow. I don't know, like I consider you a friend. You have worked for me. I have worked for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've had this exchange of currency in our professions. You started, as our relationship started, you were a student of the Free Mama, obviously. Now you're in the circle, in the inner circle you did, which is this cup. You did the Movement Maker Accelerator. You've worked on my team. Like, I've like visited you in South Carolina. Like, you have flown to hang out with me. And like, we just go like this, our relationship. We just keep coming back to each other in a lot of different personal and professional ways. And I love it. I really, really do. And so you guys know, if I'm bringing someone into this world, it's someone that I trust. It's someone that I believe in. It's someone who knows their stuff. Like, we don't have time for anything else. I would rather just be the one talking at you than just bring people in to talk who I don't know. But something really cool happened recently where, because I coach Megan, I know what she's working on in her business. And she's got some really cool things coming up in her own journey to awesomeness. And I was like, did I not, Megan? I was like, okay, so you're coming into the Free Mama community and you're going to do a training. And she was like, well, you can tell it. Were you freaked out or were you excited, or both?
Like, okay. Real high pitch.
Yeah, it wasn't optional. I didn't ask her. Like, I told her, I'm like, so you're going to come teach all the Free Mamas about bookkeeping because she's got really big things coming. And I want you all to hear about it and know about it now, like today. Like, literally, I told her, today is when you're coming in. It's going to be awesome. I'm giving up my Thursday morning Facebook Live. You're going to run the show and it's going to be absolutely awesome. So Megan has a little presentation for us. So some of you guys are at different you're at different points, not only in your free mama journey. Some of you might not have even started your own freelancing business. Others of you might be running your business, but you've kind of been looking for that thing that you can really become known for. You've been looking for that skill or service you can provide that is consistent. So you're not doing a bunch of different things for different clients, that you can really start to scale and monetize and charge more for. Because we talk about this word specializing. If you can specialize in something, meaning you know more about it than most other people, you can charge more money for it, right? Starting as a general VA is a beautiful thing. It is a great way to get your foot in the door, to learn and to get paid to figure out what you do and don't like. But what Meagan's going to share with us today for the first time in this community is the world of bookkeeping, and how this is something that has helped her go from like zero in her freelancing business, working a corporate job. She's going to tell you all of these details about her backstory, to having a 6-figure business in like a year. Like super, like we can all just like stop for a minute and like, I mean, that's a big deal, you guys. And so she's now passionate about sharing that journey and her experience and her knowledge with other people. So without further ado, I'm going to get out of the way. I know you are going to share screen, so I'll be here answering questions and in the chat, and I'll come on if I need to. But otherwise, I'm going to hand it over to Meagan Hernandez.
All right, awesome. So let me get my slides up here. All right, so let me get started. Here we go. Okay, hi everybody. I'm Meagan. I am a free mama, just like you guys, and I am here today to talk about how to start a successful online bookkeeping business without a degree, certifications, or prior experience. So we're just going to dive straight in, if that's cool. So first of all, I want to talk about who is this training for. So, it's for you guys. It's for new freelancers who are looking to specialize in certain areas. It's also for people that have been freelancing for a while and are maybe looking to niche down. Like Lauren mentioned, really looking for places that you can refine your skills and, help people on a higher level, make more money, and be seen as an expert. So it's for a wide range of people, wherever you are in your freelancing journey right now. Who else is this training for? You probably need to be a detail-oriented person to enter this industry. You're obviously going to be dealing with, the numbers in a business. So you need to pay attention to the fine details. You need to enjoy serving others. This is probably true in many industries. I know it's true in many industries, but your clients, they're your customers. You need to enjoy serving them. You need to, it needs to fill you with happiness and joy to make their lives easier and make their lives better. You do need to enjoy working with numbers. Now, I want you to notice I didn't say math. You don't have to do a whole lot of math in here, but you do need to enjoy at least working with numbers. If the thought of numbers scares you, you can probably still get some stuff out of this training because it can be translated into other places, but you do need to enjoy at least looking at the numbers, making sure things balance. And you need to enjoy helping people save money. If that makes you excited and that makes you raring to go, then let's go ahead and continue. So who's this training not for before we move on? If you hate numbers, if you absolutely hate to look at them, if you don't want to help people, and you are just looking for an easy button or a get rich quick scheme, because sorry, little spoiler alert, because I know that in Lauren's world, there's no real easy button out there. There's no true get rich quick scheme. So anyway, either way, we're going to go ahead and move forward, and I'm going to get started telling you a little bit more. So we're going to start with, I'm going to explain to you what is bookkeeping. So literally, bookkeeping is the keeping of the books meaning the financials. So bookkeeping is the act of recording all of the financial activity for a business. And that can include things like expenses, so all of the money going out of the business, income, all of the money coming into the business, paying the bills, so that means, writing the checks, swiping the card for anything, paying a vendor or contractor, and sending invoices. So all of the customers and clients in patients, whatever type of industry that your client is in, handling the invoices for them. So let's go ahead. So what's more specifically does a bookkeeper do? Okay, so this is going to be used in a little bit of some larger vocabulary terms, but I'm going to break it down. So we're going to be categorizing every transaction a business makes, which has important tax implications. All this basically means is that we are setting up buckets for the business. Now, each bucket is determined by what is a tax deduction for that business. So we have all these buckets laid out, and all the money coming into the business and all the money going out, we are dropping those transactions as we see them into the different buckets. So we're collecting all this data. We are collecting it on a daily, weekly basis. And then we are reconciling all the business accounts on a regular basis. All this basically means is you're taking the bank statements, which we all have, no matter what kind of business or personal life. If you have a bank account, you get a bank statement. You're taking that statement and you're comparing it to the data that's in the system, and you're just making sure that they match. If something's off, you fix it, you add it, you delete it if there's extras. You're just making sure that everything absolutely matches up. And then you're able to identify areas a business can save money. And I know you may be thinking, wait a minute, I'm not looking into doing taxes. This is not what a bookkeeper does. Well, this is what I like to present as the tax savvy bookkeeper bonus. This is something that is super, super simple for you to learn how to do. And all it takes is just a little bit of your time to learn some of the ways you can save businesses money. And then you can put that into action, present it to them. It's a great way to charge more money, and we'll get into that later. But you really have the first eyes on all the activity that the business sees, and you are the absolutely best person to save the client's tax dollars. So again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So first of all, let me kind of back up and tell you, who am I and why should you care? So my name is Meagan Hernandez. I'm married to my husband, Joey. We've been married now for 6 years. Just celebrated our 6th anniversary. We have 2 children. I have a son, Nico, that is 2.5 years old, and a daughter, Mila, who is 4 months old. So yes, had her at the very beginning of all this pandemic stuff, all this craziness, quarantine stuff. So that was quite a challenge, quite an interesting little ride there. But they are, I absolutely love my family. As we all do, they are a huge support system for me. And we all live together here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, close to the beach. I run my business from home. I'm able to stay home with my children. Life is grand, right? But it wasn't all cupcakes and rainbows. So I'm going to go back a little bit further, and I'm going to tell you a little story. And then I'm going to tell you why it relates and why you should care. So this is a journey, as we all are on. And back when 20-year-old Meagan, so going back, I'll just say 10 plus years. I won't tell you how old I am, but going back to 20-year-old Meagan, and I actually had just dropped out of college. My relationship with my mother was pretty shaky. I was kind of in that still teen age, still a little bit rebellious, but getting on the higher end. So getting to where you're supposed to start figuring out what you want to do with your life and what you're going to proceed with. But I had lost all direction. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was suffering from depression. And so I was really struggling. So what did I come up with? This fabulous idea that was just going to absolutely make everything better in my whole life. Get married, of course, because that will solve everything, right? So 20-year-old Meagan, who's really struggling, not knowing the direction that she wants to go in, I got married to my boyfriend at the time. And actually, he was in the same place. He was struggling, didn't really know what direction he wanted to go in his life either. We were both suffering from depression. We were both pretty miserable. So the things that ensued included some abuse. There was mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and I did make some notes so that I could make sure I'm staying on topic. So that's something that I experienced for about 3 years in that relationship. And, after time, the physical abuse, those wounds heal, right? Those physical wounds that you have, those heal. The emotional abuse, that can heal as well if you get, therapy and medications, whatever. But after time, those things heal. But something that really sticks and something that I struggled with was the mental abuse. That's something that's a little bit harder to overcome because that involves your brain, and your brain determines how you see the world. And so that's something that I, kind of stuck and kind of shaped a lot of things for me. So again, we were married for 3 years. This is that it became the norm. And then 3 years in, he actually went on a 3-day business trip and met a girl and had an affair and decided in those 3 days that he was going to divorce me, marry her, and go on his way. So, huge shock for me when he came home and told me this. And of course, I was completely devastated at the time because this was the life that I knew. This was my world, and had to pack up all my stuff. I was forced to move back in with my mom, who I was still a little bit on shaky ground with, and really start over with my life. So again, right away, I sought help and I sought ways to overcome things and ways to work through things. And it helped with the emotional abuse. It really did. And I was able to, get in other relationships and move forward with my life and everything. But that mental still stuck with me. Let's see. Sorry, I have a point that I wanted to make sure I make because it relates to moving forward. But some of the mental abuse that I experienced and some of the stuff that kind of sticks with me is he would on a regular basis tell me that I was stupid, I was dumb, I was never going to amount to anything, I was never going to be able to live on my own or support myself, that I didn't have a purpose, that I didn't have anything going for me. And I really started to believe it. He actually, it became the normal thing that he would come home and want to tell me about his day. And he would actually get on to me for my facial expressions that I had while he was talking to me about his day. And he would say, you've got to learn to have better facial expressions so that you don't look so stupid. So anyway, that's something that, it sticks with you. It starts to shape how you see yourself and how you see the world. And it's hard to overcome because you don't even realize that it's shaped and it's part of you and it's kind of ingrained in you. So that's what I had moving out of that relationship. And as I was able to progress forward, I still had a little bit of that lingering in the background. So that's that's where my thought process was. So then I'll tell you, how did I overcome it? What did I figure out that finally got me past this? And why am I telling you all this stuff anyway? It's because I figured out that I and you, if you put yourself in this situation, you have the power to change your life. You have the power to overcome that type of situation, to get past it. If you truly feel like you are dependent on someone, or that you can't make something of yourself, or that you are not going to be okay just living by yourself, you have the power to totally reverse that, change it around, and become in charge of your own life. And that's something that I very quickly figured out when I was on my own, able to kind of think a little bit straighter and move forward and start to heal from that situation. So here comes to the part where things get better for me. When I look at this picture, I think of the word free, which is so funny because, we're free mamas and we all want freedom. But for me, the freedom was a little bit deeper. It was freedom to do what I wanted to do, freedom to be able to take care of myself, to make choices about my future, And this is like before my husband now, this is before my children, this is before even this accounting and bookkeeping industry. I knew that I wanted to choose something that I felt free and in charge of my life. So I did decide, in doing some research on some of the best ways to do that, I decided to enter the accounting industry. I loved numbers, I loved balancing things out. And so I entered that industry, and I actually did go back to school and got an accounting degree. Now, again, we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, that you don't have to have an accounting degree. But for me at that time, I needed a piece of paper to tell me what I was worth. I needed that because that's where my mindset was at the time. And it did. It made me feel so proud. And it was funny. I remember posting on social media when I finally got my accounting degree, and people were like, oh, good job. Yeah, that's great. But they didn't understand the impact that had for me and the confidence that it gave me, that I finally had something that was mine that I could move forward with. So he was right before. I was dependent on him. I was relying on him to make something of my life. I was waiting for him to pull me forward instead of figuring something out on my own that could do it for me, so that I could do it myself. So let's see, where do I want to go with this? So anyway, I got my accounting degree, and that led to, a decade experience in the industry, working my way up, which was not all rainbows either, working in a male-dominated industry. I had challenges there, but I was doing it because that's what I thought was the only option, right? And so then my husband enters the picture, then boyfriend, and he's such a supportive person and has really helped me heal as well along the way, but still kind of working in that daily grind. And then I had my first child. And that's where my story kind of comes a lot similar to most of you mamas. I had my first child, and I was like, I can't keep going in this race that everybody else is running in the corporate setting. I want to get back to those things that I had decided when I got out of my divorce. I wanted to choose for myself how I was going to move forward. I wanted freedom. I wanted to still take care of myself. And now I needed to take care of my children and my husband, and I had a lot more responsibilities. So that's when, of course, Lauren Golden entered the picture and the Free Mama movement. And, I dove in head first, which, funny story, when I first got started with it, I started with just general VA work at the very, very beginning, because I didn't know yet that I could do bookkeeping online and remotely and all this fun stuff. But when I first started as a VA, and I got a taste of everything, thankful for Lauren and that whole experience that I went through with her and getting everything started. And then I realized I could do bookkeeping. I, went through some challenges, and I figured out that I could do bookkeeping. And that's when things started to soar, because I niched down to the bookkeeping, which was already something that I loved, and then moved forward like that. So now on to what you really want to know about. How does bookkeeping even fit into this whole story that she's telling us? It's because I'm going to prove to you that anybody can do online bookkeeping. You get to decide what you do with your future. You get to decide what happens with it. If you decide that bookkeeping is the way that you want to go, that's super exciting, and you can do it. And no matter what your background is, no matter what you've experienced, you can be an online bookkeeper. So I'm going to prove that to you. Did anybody used to watch that show Mythbusters? I don't even know if it's still on TV, but I used to watch the show Mythbusters, and it's about myths, and things that people commonly think, and then they kind of do a little test and a little evaluation, and they figure out whether it's actually true or not. So I'm today going to tell three myths about online bookkeeping, and then we're going to bust them. Okay, you ready to get started with that? Okay, so myth number one, bookkeepers need a degree, a certification, or prior experience. Now, again, I do have an accounting degree, but remember where that kind of came from, okay? It came from kind of proving to myself, right? So why are these things not needed? Why am I telling you these things are not needed? Accounting classes. So, you know, all of the tens of thousands of dollars that I spent on an accounting degree, accounting classes do not actually teach you technical bookkeeping. Yes, they teach you fundamentals, they teach you some theory, they teach you wonderful things to keep in mind, yes, but they don't teach you the technical skills of doing bookkeeping for clients, especially smaller clients. So I had to learn this stuff too. Now I'm going to tell you probably an unpopular opinion, but just give me a minute and I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. The QuickBooks Pro Advisor certification does not actually teach you bookkeeping and does not get you clients. This is a very unpopular opinion, and I really weighed whether or not to put this in here, but let me tell you what it means. And again, I understand. I got an accounting degree just for that piece of paper. So I get it, wanting to get a certification to make yourself feel like you are more, you have more training, that you have more accolade, that you are, you know, better equipped to do it, but it's really for you. It's not for the clients. The clients, now again, there's a couple of them that may think that this is important, but we'll get to that a little bit later, the language you can use and how you explain things to them. But the certification itself, it is a certification on teaching you the software. So if you want to learn the software, you can go learn the software. If you want to be certified in the software, that's great, but it's for you, right? So just keep that in mind. I have students that get certified in QuickBooks before coming to me. I have people that get certified after coming to me. It's totally fine to do it. I'm not knocking it. I just want you to know that it doesn't teach you actual bookkeeping, the actual bookkeeping skills that are going to help you gain the clients and keep the clients with some of that extra tax savvy strategy of saving them money. And it doesn't get you the clients either. Yes, they have a referral program that you can be a part of if you get certified, but you can actually still be part of it even if you just get a QuickBooks accountant account platform. So you can actually, they call you a QuickBooks Pro Advisor with just an account, even without the certification. So if you want it for you, go ahead and get it. Just know that it doesn't teach some of the basic skills. So how do you learn the skills? From research, from trial and error, from practice, from, you know, courses specifically designed to teach it. So all of these people that have, you know, all these years of experience in accounting, a lot of them didn't even have bookkeeping experience coming into it. So keep that in mind when you're comparing yourself, which you shouldn't, but when you inevitably start to compare yourself with others that have been doing this for years in the corporate setting, they may be just as new as you at some of these actual tasks. So I'm going to tell you about some of the experiences that I have witnessed from people that I've worked with and that you may know because they're fellow free mamas. So first I want you to meet Danielle. So Danielle is my right-hand person. She's one of my best friends in the entire world. And I absolutely love her. So Danielle previously worked in higher education. So she had absolutely nothing to do with accounting, bookkeeping. You know, she worked with some spreadsheets, so she liked numbers, but she had nothing to do with, she probably didn't even, the word bookkeeping probably never even left her mouth in all the years in her, you know, her experience at her job. So no experience whatsoever. And it was hard for her. You know, she wanted to stay at her job because it was really good paying, but she was struggling the same as a lot of us. She wanted to be there for her family, have more freedom, all these wonderful things. So she was able to learn the skills that it took. Now, let me back up just a little bit. Danielle and I actually met in the Free Mama group, obviously. We met in the private group coaching, and we technically kind of became accountability partners. I wasn't seeking an accountability partner, but we started bouncing ideas off each other, and we started talking regularly in Facebook Messenger, just kind of back and forth. So I knew the type of brain that she had. I knew the type of passion that she had, and I just loved it. I resonated with it, absolutely. So that's how I met her. That's how I first got introduced to her. So I actually, when I got to the point in my business where I wanted to hire some help, she was the first person I hired. She was hands down the first person that came to mind and the person that I wanted beside me. So I hired her for some general VA stuff, but right away I needed help with some bookkeeping too. So I taught her how to do bookkeeping. She was one of my, as we say, OG free mamas. She was one of my OG tax savvy bookkeepers. I kind of developed a lot of my training based on training that I gave to Danielle. So that's kind of cool. And that's kind of a story that her and I like to talk about a lot. But again, she had no previous experience, but within 3 months of us working together and me teaching her these skills, she had completely replaced her 9-to-5 income. Now, again, she stayed at that job for years because the pay was good, but she was able to replace it in 3 months of doing bookkeeping because she started working with not only me, she started working with others offering bookkeeping services. And fun fact, she didn't even know I was going to throw this in. She now serves as pretty much an accounting manager for my team and for others. And she oversees accountants, bookkeepers, and tax professionals that have been doing this stuff for years. She oversees them because of the skills that she has and the skills that she's developed. And that's only been in a year and a half. So Danielle is amazing. Let me tell you about Amy. Amy is a rock star as well. Amy worked as a collection specialist. So she had a little taste of bookkeeping, but not a whole lot. Now, she did go ahead and quit her 9-to-5 to start a bookkeeping business, but she realized that she needed some more guidance. And because, you know, as you start a business, as you know, starting a business, it's not just about the skills. It's about marketing yourself. It's about learning how to speak to clients. It's about all this other stuff too. So she needed some additional guidance there, and she wanted some additional training on some of the technical stuff as well. After she worked with me and learned some more about bookkeeping, she was able to sign 4 clients in 1 month. That is absolutely phenomenal. It's taken me almost 2 years to be able to sign that many new clients in 1 month, but she was able to do it because she got that confidence and she got some of the technical training, and she's signed even more. So she's doing amazing. So let me tell you about one more person, and that is Nicole. So you see Nicole's sweet baby here. Now, Nicole actually worked previously as accounts receivable, which is all the incoming money into the business. So she had a little bit of experience as well, but not the technical bookkeeping. So that's what she had done in her career. Well, Nicole had a baby in December. And right away, of course, as we know, she did not want to have to go back to her 9-to-5. But, you know, what is there to do? You got to make money, right? So she actually started learning bookkeeping and really dove in, and she was able to quit her job before her maternity leave ran out. That is phenomenal. And I know I've seen a lot of people posting that is one of their huge goals is, you know, they're about to have a baby or they just had a baby and they're on maternity leave and they're like, I don't think it's possible, but I would love to be able to just not go back to my job. Well, Nicole did it with bookkeeping. So there you go on that. So what do you need? So I'm talking about what you don't need. You don't need the degree. You don't need the certifications. You don't need all this years of prior experience. What do you need? You need to have a willingness to learn. You need to be open to learning all the concepts, all of the tasks, because it's not just super simple. It's not just, you know, opening up a page and intuitively knowing what to do. You do need to learn how to do it. You need to have a determination to figure things out, which this is something that I think Lauren kind of instills in us anyway. You need to be able to go out of your way to figure things out. Nobody's going to have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I've been doing this in the corporate world for a decade. I've now had my business for 2.5 years, but I don't know all the answers. Every single day, something new comes up, and you have to be able and willing and determined to figure it out, right? You have to also understand the problems that your potential clients are having and communicate how to solve them. So this is the moneymaker right here. This is what I really want to tell you guys about. It's all about how you approach it. Let's see. Okay, so take this scenario. you have a business owner that's a potential client, right? And you see a post that they make that they are looking for help with bookkeeping. Now, you read a little bit further into it and you see that they are overworked, they're overwhelmed, it's taking up all their time. They, tax season just passed, because you keep in mind what part of the year we're in. Tax season just passed. They spent all their time trying to gathered up their documents. They don't even know if they had all the right deductions in place. But you keep seeing them say the time word, right? So you're thinking, if you're a general VA, if you're someone that's maybe just starting out, when you reach out to them, you focus on the time factor. You say that I can do your bookkeeping and it'll save you a ton of time. Yes, that's appealing to them. Yes, they may hire you for that, but that's not going to make the big bucks, right? So what can you do a step further? You start to really listen to them. If you get them on the phone and you get the opportunity to talk to them, really ask questions and dig in to see what the true problem is. It's not just about being overwhelmed or not having the time. What are they actually frustrated about? They're frustrated that they waited to the last minute when tax season was coming. They're frustrated that they don't know if they got the true tax savings. They have no idea if they're in compliance in terms of their business, things like that. So you, as the bookkeeper, as you learned earlier, the tax savvy approach is, those extra techniques that can save them money. And so you say that I can handle your bookkeeping for you, which, yes, is going to take it off your plate and save you a bunch of money, but it's also going to potentially save you tax dollars, because I'm going to be able to set everything up in a system, handle it for you, and watch all those deductions for you. So it's going to save you money. Automatically, you're going to be able to charge that client more because you're going to be providing more value to them, right? Another scenario is, you get them on the phone and they start talking about the future. They start talking about their goals, about, raising their prices and making more money and growing their business. And so you take the words that they're telling you, you turn it back around on them, and you say, well, guess what? As a bookkeeper, I can put together a budget. And that's something that we can use to hit those goals and something we can use to grow your business. So use the same words that they tell you. And it actually, what it does is it makes them think that you are reading their mind when they actually just told you the words. So it's kind of cool how it works out. But those are ways that you can charge more money just by listening, right? So the myth that you need a degree, certification, or prior experience. Do you think we busted it? I think we did. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Bookkeeping cannot be done remotely. So this one is one that comes up a lot. And honestly, it comes up from people in the industry as well that have been doing it for years. But it also comes up from business owners. So let me tell you a little story. This is obviously a winery, and they were a client that I worked with not too long ago. So let me tell you a little bit about them. They were in California. I was in South Carolina, so all the way across the United States. They were 100% brick and mortar, meaning they had no online presence at all. I take that back. They had a website, but they didn't really know how to use it to make sales. So they didn't have a social media presence, anything like that. And they weren't used to the remote world, the online world, making sales or dealing with anybody outside of their town. They had receipts falling out of boxes, receipts going everywhere for their sales. They were paying for their vendors out of paper checkbooks, out of multiple accounts. So they weren't even paying attention to how they were paying their vendors. And as you might imagine, their business wasn't doing so hot. They noticed they were starting to go into the negative. They had no idea if they just weren't doing things correctly or if their business was actually losing money. So they knew they needed help. So because they were in the state that they were in, they were open to any kind of help they could receive. So that's where I stepped in, and I was able to introduce them to the remote bookkeeping world. I got them on an online accounting platform. I showed them how to connect their bank accounts, so they didn't even have to look at their receipts anymore unless something came up and they need to double check something, or saving it for tax purposes down the road. But as far as the day-to-day and watching the activity, I was able to watch as stuff came through on the bank feed. So automatically making things more efficient and making things easier on them. It was also able to set up an online bill pay process for them. So put the checkbooks away, condensed some of the bank accounts, and we moved it online. So what all did that involve? Another big term for you, cash flow management. This is something that can save a business, and it's actually something that's pretty easy. All cash flow management means is making a plan for paying the bills and for the cash in your business, thinking ahead, making a plan, making a budget, just like you would do at home for your monthly bills that are going to be coming out. It's just expanded at the business level. So cash flow management. We were able to set some bills up on auto pay. We were able to pay some online with credit cards, set some things up like that with some of the vendors. Several of the vendors still needed an actual paper check. So we were able to set it up with their bank to do bill pay. A lot of banks have this for free. Some of them, it's just a little bit of a paid add-on. If they don't have it, there are third-party systems that can do it. So what happens is the bank actually issues a paper check to the vendor from that customer's account, and it works just the same as any other paper check. This is actually a lot safer as well. In this industry, obviously if you're in person, there are countless stories of theft, of a lot of things happening when people have access to money, which makes business owners skeptical. This is a way to eliminate that because it goes straight through the bank and you don't touch it at all, and it gives a perfect trail to follow. So I set all this up for them. We put all these things in place, and what we were able to see is, yes, some of the money they were losing unnecessarily in extra fees for things being paid late, in double paying some things, and we were able to reduce it down and see the actual dollar amount that they truly were losing. And then they were able to use that information to make a marketing plan to go target, and they knew exactly how much they needed to make. And then they were able to bring themselves back up and get in the positive. And so they are still alive today just because we were able to get things so automated and things online. So they became a believer in that you can do bookkeeping remotely. Some other examples, construction companies, that's a big one. There's a lot of different things going on. All of it can be done remotely. You can figure it out. Staffing agencies, a couple of law firm clients, clothing boutiques. So even things with inventory, it can all be tracked online, and countless other companies. So this myth about bookkeeping that cannot be done remotely, I think we busted it. I know that's a little cheesy, but I think that it fits there. So myth number 3, it's difficult to build a successful online business. So first of all, I want to point out, what's the definition of success? Well, why do I have question marks? Because there's not really a definition of what success is to you. The actual definition of success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. So there's no parameters there. So you have to define what success means to you. To me, and again, this stems off of some of the stuff that I previously went through and the mental blocks that I have. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to keep building. I want to make a name for myself. I want to make something of myself, and I want to be financially secure. I want to have independence. I want to be seen as an expert. To you, success may mean $1,000 extra a month, or it may mean $100,000 extra a month. Now, I haven't reached $100,000 extra a month. If you reach it, definitely let me know how you got there. But if your goal is a 6-figure business or, a multiple 6-figure business in bookkeeping, I can help you get there because I've done that, right? So it's all about what you want, and don't look at anybody else to determine what you want. Decide for yourself. So now I'm going to tell you about some more free mamas that have witnessed this. All right, meet Kayla. Kayla truly stands out to me. She is someone that I've worked with, and she automatically got it. She got the idea of, posting online and making herself seen, and she really stood out. She still works at a 9-to-5. She's in the purchasing department, and she has previous experience with, accounts payable and accounts receivable. So money going out, money coming into the business, but not actual technical bookkeeping. And she actually started her freelancing journey as a virtual assistant as well. But then she started exclusively offering bookkeeping. And now, because of this extra income she's able to get in her bookkeeping business, Kayla recently was able to buy a house. So, you can set all these goals. You can set small goals. You can set large goals. But for Kayla, she wanted that extra income to supplement her family's finances. And she was able to purchase a house from bookkeeping services. So meet Marcy. Marcy had previous bookkeeping experience, but it was all on QuickBooks Desktop. So it was all in the, in the space of brick and mortars and being in the same place. So she was able to learn how to bring all of her knowledge into the online space and bridge that gap so that she was able to serve her clients more efficiently as well. So we have Julie. Julie, similar thing. She had previous accounting experience, looking for ways to transfer her skills to the online space and serve her clients more efficiently. And she's been able to grow her business. Amanda as well, previous accounting experience, but not bookkeeping specifically. And she started doing the course to acquire more clients, grow her business, leverage her skills. I know Amanda's been able to charge higher prices. She's been able to, the more you listen to the words that your potential clients are telling you, the more you start to learn to speak their language, and the more that they are convinced that you will solve their problems, the higher that the more they'll pay you to solve those problems. And we have even more success stories that I've seen with bookkeeping. Lainey was able to save her client $1,500 in taxes just by cleaning up her books. Bethany's been racking up clients for next tax season. Brittany has even gotten to the point where she is training business owners how to do bookkeeping for themselves, which is something else you can leverage if you learn the skills. And there's so many more. They're getting clients from all over. Every business needs a bookkeeper. Every single business has finances that they have to deal with. So you can get clients literally from everywhere, in person, Facebook, Instagram, your family, your neighbors, they're all over. So is it difficult to build an online business, a successful online business? After you learn the skills and after you learn what to say and what to do, I think that we busted this myth as well. So what does all this mean? Let's circle back. It means you have the power to change your life. If you want to build your business, if you want to go to the next level and you want bookkeeping to be that bridge to get you there, you can absolutely do it. So hopefully you've learned a lot today. Hopefully you can take some of these skills and put them into action, whether it's in bookkeeping or not. Hopefully you learned a little bit about how to speak to clients, and you can translate that in any industry. So I want you to try that out. I want you to take that to the next level. But if you want to learn more about bookkeeping services specifically, let me tell you about that. So surprise, surprise, I have a course. You probably already knew that. A lot of these people that I work with, they've been through my course, and I teach the tax savvy approach to bookkeeping. So what does all that mean? What does it entail? It's not an easy button, but after spending 10 years in the corporate setting and over 2.5 years figuring out how to make bookkeeping work in the online space, I'm giving you as close to an easy button in the bookkeeping industry as possible. So what do you get with my course? What do I teach you in it? I go over the business, legal, and financial setup. I teach you 4 online accounting platforms. So from what I hear, a lot of courses focus on one or focus on just some concepts, but I've gathered up the 4 most popular platforms so that I can teach you how to work within all of them. I teach you about payment collection rules and guidelines. There's actually specific things that you are allowed to say and are not allowed to say, so you don't want to get into any legal trouble there. I teach you all about tax deductible expenses. So this is what can save you and your clients both potentially thousands of dollars. I mean, some businesses I've saved, $7,000 to $10,000 or more. Smaller businesses are smaller, but it still makes a big impact to them. So we go over all that. We go over the bookkeeping basics, how it translates to the online space. We go over some more advanced accounting skills like the budgeting and the financial planning that we mentioned earlier. And we talk about taxes, all kinds of different taxes, helping you understand what kind of taxes are out there, what they mean, how they're made up. And so you can translate that to your clients and be an asset to them there. What else are you going to get? I have some bonuses that I'm including, the budgets and the financial planning, how to become a highly sought after online bookkeeper. So once you learn these skills and once you learn the language, how do you make yourself visible so that people actually see you and you can talk to them? How to combat objections, like all of those objections you might get about how this is going to work remotely, how this can work online, is it going to be in compliance, all those different things that I've heard over the years, and I compile all of it and the answers right there. You're going to have free access to a referral system. I have clients coming in, all different sizes from all over the place that are not really a fit for my business. So I bring them to my students and they're able to connect with them and get clients. Lifetime access to any updates and additional resources that I plug in. I have templates, I have PDFs, I have extra videos that I add all the time, and tax savvy swag, like my coffee cup that I showed you earlier, which actually had a little bit of water in it. So you're getting all the basics, all the skills, all the things on how to do it. And then you're getting the bonuses, how to implement it, how to put all this stuff in place. But that's not it. This is actually my favorite part, not even the other stuff. My favorite part is the private group coaching. We have a Facebook group that's specifically for the course members, and it is free right now. It is included with the price of the course, lifetime access right now. Now, this is changing on August 3rd. It is going to be a paid add-on, but that's because I've learned how valuable this can be for my students. So what is the private coaching? What all is included in that? It's a community. If you're in the private coaching with Lauren, you're used to that space. It's a private community. It's more intimate. You can ask specific questions about what you're struggling with, what your clients are struggling with, and you can get real answers in real time. So you can ask and receive guidance on any bookkeeping issues and questions. You can ask my students anytime they come in there with a specific question on, can we get a training on this? How do I do this? My specific client is having XYZ problem. How do I solve it? And I'm able to walk them through. So I'm literally able to help them solve any issue that comes up. And it's kind of like a daily communication that they have with me. We have 2 monthly live Q&A sessions each month. I offer monthly group coaching calls where I'm offering additional trainings that I'm adding in on top of the course. I have guest expert trainings that come in every 2 to 3 months. And these are guest experts that are industry professionals. We have, people in the construction bookkeeping. We have law firm bookkeeping. We recently had a training on doing unofficial audits of a business and all the money that you can make doing stuff like that. We even had training on Instagram. The wonderful Mia came in and did a training on how to get clients in Instagram. And we're going to keep having trainings like that on all aspects of your business to help you grow everything. Plus, we have bonus live trainings. Anytime somebody asks for something specific, and if it's timely and they need it right away, I go in and I add a training on it. Plus, I have pro tips. I consider myself kind of a professional in this space, and I've been doing it a little while, so I give tips, little tidbits here and there, but things that can make a huge impact in your daily life. Plus, there's extra job opportunities on top of the referral program. Sometimes friends of mine or previous clients come to me and they say, hey, Meagan, I want you to pair me up with someone that would be perfect for my business. I go to my private coaching community, I tell them what's going on, and then I pair them up with a client. So all of this right here, you get all the business basics, everything teaching you how to do the skills. You get the bonuses showing you how to implement everything, combat all the objections, and you get the private coaching community that teaches you all of the holes and gaps, if there are any, on top of it, and that constant support. So how much does it cost? Well, it's not $19.97. It's not $9.97. Right now, it's $4.97. Everything included is $4.97. Now, this is only until August 3rd. And this is one of the reasons that Lauren wanted me to come in now, because I have added a bunch of trainings. I have made a bunch of changes. I've brought more value into my coaching community. So I am raising my prices August 3rd. But if you get in now, you get everything included, full access for $4.97. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Woohoo! I'm so proud of you, Meagan. That was awesome. And actually, if it's okay with you, can you stop sharing your screen so they can see both of them? So I've been super busy in the chat, as everybody knows, because I love our Facebook group so much I can't even stand it. So I've been talking to everybody the whole time. You've had so much support, especially as you were sharing your story, and just a lot of you provided a lot of inspiration. I hope when you're done with this, I know you're going to be very tired, but I hope you go lay down and you get your phone out and you just look at all the love and pouring out that you've had. You have a lot of your students who have also been watching and giving you massive shout outs and just a lot of gratitude for your course. I have also been busy, not just in the chat, but actually in Messenger as well, talking to Jordan this whole time. So if you guys don't know, Jordan is my Danielle. She's my right-hand gal. And we decided that we would like to sweeten the deal. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Is coming. That was such a genuine reaction. She's like, what? Okay, so here's the deal, you guys. I already told you at the beginning, if you've been on with us the whole time, I coach Meagan. Meagan was coming to me. She said, Lauren, I've had dozens of people go through my course. I know that it works. I know the price needs to increase. I also know how much time and energy I pour into my Facebook group. And while it's always been free for my students to have this access to coaching for me, I know that I need to start valuing my time more. I need to start charging for it. And as a coach, I was like, yeah, you do. Like, you probably should have been doing that the whole time. But wait a minute. And this is true, isn't this, Meagan? I was like, but before you do that, I'm going to need all of the free mamas to have the opportunity to get in for free. I think that's what I said. Seriously. I'm like, before you raise the price, before you start charging, we need to let all of the free mamas know, because you've already served so many women from this community. We need to give them all an opportunity to get in before you go take it to the world. Like, that's what I said. Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing it today, because Monday, it's Thursday. Monday is when all of this stuff inside of Meagan's program, she's up leveling, right? Just like all of you guys, what you're taught in your freelancing business, you stair step your prices. As you know your worth, you get more confidence, you charge more. And Meagan's ready to do that, because this stuff she teaches is good. It's really good. So I begged her to let all of you get it for cheaper. So that's what we're doing here. You guys have until the end of the day on Sunday. But like I said, I've been messaging with Jordan. I'm like, we need to sweeten the deal here. And she's like, cool, what are you thinking? And we've been brainstorming a couple things. What I finally landed on is that anybody who enrolls in Meagan's program between now and Sunday at midnight, or whatever, we'll go with Sunday at midnight. Danielle's like, I'm not going to be up on Sunday at midnight, so we'll call it Sunday at midnight. If you enroll in that, you are also going to get access to my Quick Start Freelance Success Kit for free. We are going to give it to you for free. That's a $247 value, I'm pretty sure. Again, ours has changed too as you learn stuff. We're going to give that to you for free. So if you don't already have it, we want to provide that as a supplement to what Meagan teaches, because that particular course, yes, it focuses on skills. Meagan's going to teach you all about bookkeeping, but it also focuses on client acquisition. So we want you to have that additional resource to supplement what you're going to learn from Meagan. So if you enroll between now and then, basically you're getting 2 for the price of 1, more or less. Which is a pretty darn good deal, I think. You're also going to get access to Meagan's group coaching for free, which again is insane. As her coach, I said, this is insane. You need to change this. But before you change it, help all of the free mamas for free. She's laughing because seriously, I said that. I'm like, we have to let all of these women have an opportunity to get it. So I'm just super proud of you. I did see a couple of questions that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll back. I know you don't have yours up. So I want to make sure. I saw one. Okay, so this isn't actually a question, it's a statement, Meagan, but I would love for you to address it, because I know if I were watching, I love numbers. I actually was really good at math. I'm probably not anymore because I haven't taken math in like half my life, but like I was really good at math. I love numbers. I'm not afraid of numbers. But our friend Diane said, I think what freaks me out is dealing with other people's money. Can you kind of address that concern for people who are like, this sounds really interesting, but I have some fears around it?
Yeah. So this is actually a really good kind of safeguard with it being online, with it being remote. So you're not actually going to be moving any of their money around. Now, of course, if you did add on, the bill pay, it's approved by them first. You're not making decisions on your own, and you're not making any transfers of funds between bank accounts without their approval either. So you're not actually touching their money. You're just touching their numbers. So the way that bookkeeping works is you have several things in place to make sure that everything matches. Part of accounting and part of some of the theory that makes up accounting is that everything is two-sided to make sure that it matches to the penny. So there's certain things that you have in place that you will be confident and you will be comfortable, and you'll be able to tell them this as well, that because you'll be confident that it's accurate because of some of these safeguards. You're watching, making sure that the taxes are in place, but then doing those reconciliations that I talked about that makes sure that the accuracy is there. So I don't think that there's any fear to have there.
Cool. Bethany asked, how long does it take to get through your course?
So if you do a lesson a day, then it would take you probably about, well, not a day. If you did a lesson a week, it would take you about 2 months, I believe. But honestly, most of my students, the ones that are really eager, and honestly, the ones that I've seen do the best, go through it in about a week or two. That's not to say you have to. Not everybody has time to watch a couple of hours worth of video each day, but you could, if you wanted to, you could get through it in a week.
I love it. Okay, some of you guys are asking, where do you go? I've dropped the link in a couple times, but we also made this super easy for you. If you type in tax.thefreemama.com, it'll take you directly to the page. Make sure you use that link. Yes, it is a partnership link between me and Megan, but it's also the link we will use to track to get you the quick start for free. So it's important that you use that. Our friend Sarah said, so if we purchase by that date, so by Sunday at midnight, Pacific Standard Time, who knows? We receive lifetime access for free to the private group coaching Facebook group.
Yes.
Crazy,
and actually,
crazy sauce.
Yeah, no, and that's something I wanted to make sure I worded correctly. So even when I change it to a paid group on the 3rd, everybody that's already in it is grandfathered in and will stay for free for the rest of the life.
That's why we're here today, you guys. I'm in an RV boxing Megan, like, what are you doing the last week before? Originally it was August 1st. And I'm like, looking at my calendar, I'm like, when do I get back in town? Like, you have to do this for the Free Mamas. Like, we're not doing this because you were so ingrained in this community. And I knew that you would have the same heart I did of like, that you have to like, no, this is so good. Okay. Tarika is asking, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Do you have a payment plan, and does that include the coaching?
Yeah. So the payment plan, you can make 3 payments. I think it's $197. I don't have it right in front of me, but that is the payment plan we have in place. And yes, it includes all of the same stuff.
Awesome. I lost my spot. I saw something from Stephanie. Every time I reply to one of you guys, it makes me lose my spot. Oh, we talked about length, of course. What will the price be after the what will the price be? What are you changing your price to?
Yeah, $697. Yeah, I didn't even have that on the
You're saving $200 plus
if you $27 a month for the coaching.
Yeah, so that's pretty, we'll just say priceless. That's awesome. Plus, so you're not only saving $200, you're also getting another $250 in value from the Quick Start Freelance Success Kit. Great question. Can you offer, such a good question. Is it Berenice? I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I hate mistaking people's names. I really do. My maiden name is Gillenborg. No one can say it my entire life. No one can say it. No one can spell it. So I'm so sensitive when I can't say people's names correctly. So she's asking, can you offer bookkeeping as your only service and still make a decent income?
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, some of my students have decided to offer it along with their services. So they were general VAs and they found a couple of services that they really, truly loved. Some of them do copywriting too. Danielle, her motto, which I think is so clever, is funnels and finances. She went through Catherine's ClickFunnels course. She loves designing websites and courses, but she also loves finances. So, depending on the audience is how you announce what you do and how you say what you do, but you can absolutely do more than one thing. but you can also do just bookkeeping. I only focus on the financial stuff. That is how I built my business. And I want to add in, because I have been asked before, I've built my 6-figure business on bookkeeping services, not my course. The course is extra sauce, right? That's the bonus stuff. But the bulk of my business is offering those services to people.
Yeah, you have a 6-figure bookkeeping agency is what you have grown, right? And just to clarify for other people, we use the word agency. I mean, I guess you could use it anyway, even if it's just you. But because Meagan has grown her clientele to the point that she now outsources, right? She has people on her team who help her sustain that. Now, I think there's still a level you could do on your own for sure. These are all personal choices you have to make depending on how many hours you want to work and if there are certain things you'd like to let go of in your business. But I think what Meagan is a really great example of is what's possible if you're willing to go for it. Oh my gosh, you guys are typing so fast. I can't scroll up anymore. Shoot, if I missed your question, I'm so sorry. It won't let me scroll up anymore. You guys are going so fast. Okay, I'll jump on some questions. Brittany's also trying to answer some questions for us in the comments. Thank you, Brittany. Hopefully you got the ones that I missed. Somebody asked about video recordings. I'm just going to speculate that maybe that's in reference to your coaching. Do you share recordings of your coaching?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
The guest coaching.
Wrong, Jonah, just let me know what you were trying to ask.
Yeah, I mean, and if your question was like, how is the course set up? It is mostly video lessons, very similar to Lauren's. And then, some additional PDFs and downloadable things. But yeah, the extra group, the monthly group coaching and the guest trainers, it's all via Zoom that you tune in with me live. And then I do put the recordings into the group after.
Perfect. Love it. We're scrolling. That's amazing. My brain is exploding. Catherine, that is the best comment of the day. Sweet Brittany. Brittany is working so hard to answer questions.
Thank you, Brittany.
To ask about payment plans. I think you already addressed that. There is an option to pay in 3 installments. And you can find that on the order page as well. We're scrolling. It says I have 20 more that I can't even see yet. Oh my goodness. So Danielle is asking, how does it look for clients if we offer bookkeeping and social media management? Kind of like you were saying with Danielle, I think there's a way, if it's okay with you, I'll answer this question.
Yeah.
You can add on. You have to look at it as how you're marketing yourself. So if you can come up with something that's clever and creative and makes sense for the type of people that you serve, that's what Danielle's managed to do. In general, I think the more specific you can be, the more you will be able to maximize what you charge by service and scale. So, but you also have to there's the multi-passionate entrepreneurs. Like some people need that. They need the variety. They need to know they're doing different things. The challenge is if you can't clearly communicate what you do, like funnels and finances, if you can't clearly communicate the combination of things you're doing in a logical way that other people understand, it's going to feel hard for you to talk about what you do in your business. But that's something if that's something you want to do, we can figure it out, right? But just make sure, Danielle, that you post in our group, talk to Meagan, talk to me, use the resources here so we can help you clearly articulate that. Do you want to add anything, Meagan?
Well, just that, and make sure that you know which audience you're speaking to. Like you don't have, if somebody is looking for bookkeeping services, you don't have to tell them, I also do social media. You can say, oh, I offer that. That's what I do. And just focus on that one area. Because you're right. Lauren teaches us that the more focused you can become and the more narrow and speaking to their actual needs, you'll find the true clients that you want to work with, and you'll be able to prove to them that you solve their problems. So it's like, telling the truth, but using the filter, right? Yeah. You're not lying and saying you don't do anything else. Right. I like to write. I like to not copywriting, but I like to type. I love to type. Well, I don't tell people that. When I get on the phone, I use those, I get my love of writing out when I do my contracts. That's how I filter that out. So,
which is also a really good point. I think sometimes we think because we're good at something or we like it, it has to be the thing that we do as a transaction for money. If you like social media, but you feel confident in your ability to learn bookkeeping and leverage that for a successful business, focus your passion for social media to market yourself, which by the way is
Exactly.
something people neglect to do, especially social media managers, right? Like that's how I started in freelancing, and I didn't have a page. I wasn't doing it for myself, but I love doing it for other people, right? So there's
Right.
ways for you to do the things that you enjoy, and it doesn't have to be monetized. The last thing I'll say, like, I'm not trying to discourage you, because again, there are multi-passionate entrepreneurs for sure. But what I will say is there's a reason 100 of you have been watching us for over an hour now. It's because well, hopefully because we marketed this, but also because Meagan in this community, I would argue, is synonymous with bookkeeping. She gets tagged every time there's a question about accounting, taxes, bookkeeping. That's not an accident. It's because it's what she's known for. And when we start to have multiple, same with Mia and Instagram, same with, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people in this group who get tagged over and over and over again. It's not because they've been doing it for a decade. It's not, it might not, and I'm not saying you're not the best. I think you are the best, Meagan, but it's not even because they're the best. It's because they've positioned themselves so strategically to be known for that thing. And that's what I think really helps businesses take off is when you grab onto that. So again, if you can do something clear, clever, and concise, that was hard to say, clear, clever, and concise, like what Danielle did with the funnels and finances, that's awesome. But try not to cast too wide of a net thinking it's going to have the impact you think it will, because usually it's the opposite that occurs. Okay, let's keep going. Such good questions. I lost my place again, naturally. Leslie, great question. I love numbers. I took an accounting class. I loved it. Without accounting, bookkeeping experience, but lots of admin experience, is this the course to get me going? Yes, I think that's what the entire presentation was basically saying. There were so many people advocating for Meagan's course saying, I don't know if it was Brittany or someone else, but someone said, literally, I learned more from this course than I did from my degree. And I know, like for me, there are people in the Free Mama movement who study business or marketing in college. You've made more off of my $1,000 course than you did off of your $200,000 student loans. And it's not totally knocking college, although that's a different conversation because education is education. But it's like the reason Meagan's course works is because there's no fluff. She's going to get to the point and actually teach you what you need to know to make money. Anything else?
No, I mean, that's exactly right.
Cool. Let's see here. Catherine, I love your emojis. You guys are so fun. Does the payment plan also include the Free Mama Quick Start? Yes, great question. You guys think of everything. Teresa,
Actually, I will add something to that previous question.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to someone recently, and I feel that Lauren's course does the same thing. You get out of it what you need to get out of it. Like, to me, I knew some stuff about business before going into Lauren's course because I had learned some of that, you know, in my accounting degree, but I needed that mindset work that Lauren gave me. So that's something like whether you have the technical skills or not, you may focus more on the mindset aspect, or you may focus more on the skills or how to focus the social media, and you can come back to it over time, rewatch it, and get something different out of it too. So I feel like that's how you can come from several different angles and still get a lot out of it.
Okay, two things. Number one, we still have questions. Number two, my family just pulled up in the car. So if a kid comes in, we're super sorry, but we're going to keep going for it. Brianna has the best, Brianna, I'm not sure, has the best question ever. And I love this because these are the concerns that people genuinely have. And so I'd love to hear your response. She said, I hate to be a downer, but a lot of information online is saying bookkeeping is dying profession because of Intuit. How does your course address this?
So a lot of it comes down to, again, being able to communicate with the client and be able to, and this is the same thing I'll pull in, you know, knowing the difference in different titles. A lot of times your clients or potential clients don't know the difference between a bookkeeper, an accountant, a CPA, an enrolled agent, all these different things. So they may come to you and say, I need help with my QuickBooks. And what they mean is bookkeeping, but it's the same thing with Kleenex and tissue. Some people attribute QuickBooks as like the name for bookkeeping. So, you know, Intuit is not the only company that offers this. Wave Apps actually offers their own bookkeepers. I don't think Xero does this, but there are a lot of companies that are coming in and doing that. But what you miss with that is the human element and being able to start to learn your client and learn what they need and walk them through how to solve their problems specifically. The communication is a huge factor. What would be helpful is to learn exactly what is offered from that service, from the Intuit bookkeepers. I think they're called QuickBooks Live Bookkeeper, something like that. Learn exactly what they offer and learn what they don't offer so that you can communicate that to your client and communicate the value that you're going to give to them.
Yeah. As someone who has worked with Meagan, as someone who has a CPA and a bookkeeper, there are businesses that will, it's not dying because I will always have to pay taxes. And I'm not going to let like robots or people that I can't talk to make financial decisions about my business or my personal finances. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, what I challenge you maybe is to replace the word dying with evolving. It's like anything else, not just right now with COVID, but with as technology continues to develop, more and more things are going online. So if anything, you're really just getting more support with this idea that you can be a virtual bookkeeper. You don't have to live in the same town. You don't have to have an office and whatever. It is all remote, which is part of what Meagan was saying. But there are many, many businesses out there that will never not have this. I will never not have this in my business. It's just, it's not possible. And a lot of other people's businesses are the same way. Like it's not automatic. It's, even though I have my bank accounts connected to QuickBooks, it's not automatic. And I'm not going in there. I don't know. I don't speak bookkeeping and I don't want to. I haven't done Meagan's course. I hired Meagan, right? And there's a lot of other business owners like me that they don't have the time or desire to learn it, but we know it's important. We know it's important. I mean, it's literally a matter of how much you're going to pay taxes. And so it's very important. So unless taxes go away, it's not a dying profession. From someone who hires a bookkeeper, I'm telling you, it's not going to die. And
that's the only time I got concerned is actually when the conversation came up about how other countries do taxes and they just let you know how much you owe, unless that is adopted here. But even still, you're going to have to make sure that it's accurate. So you're going to have to make sure that, you know, the numbers add up. So you're still going to need help.
Jonah says she's from the Philippines, but she's looking for clients internationally. Is this still applicable for her?
Yes. So I actually get asked this a lot. A lot of people from Canada actually reach out to me. So, you know, I don't go into how to prepare taxes. So I guess that's something good to say as well. This course is called Tax Savvy Bookkeeper because it teaches you some of the strategy behind tax savings and tax deductions so that you can use that in your bookkeeping. So I don't talk about actually how to prepare taxes in the United States. Taxes are different in every company and in every country, and the way that it works, the rules surrounding that is different. So if you wanted to learn that specifically, you would need to add on and find out, you know, about the taxes in that country. But again, same thing, you'd need to learn more about taxes here too. But the basic bookkeeping about watching the bank accounts, categorizing things in the different buckets, monitoring the accuracy of the numbers, that's going to be the same no matter what country you're in, you know, wow. And especially if you're wanting to work with people all over the world.
Love it. Melissa asks, do you charge different price points for bookkeeping than general VA?
For my services? Yeah, I do. I mean, I think I started, when I first started being a VA, I think it started at $20 an hour, maybe even 15. I don't remember that very first client, the one that didn't want me to raise my prices, either $15 or $20 an hour. But with bookkeeping, you know, you may start at $25 an hour, but there are some people charging $100 an hour or more, especially if you get into really specialized skills like consulting them on budgeting, like I was mentioning before, or cash flow management, or like Brittany's doing with actually doing trainings. You can charge $250 to $300 an hour easily for stuff like that. And it's stuff that just takes you a little bit of time to perfect.
That's awesome. Sarah asked, does the course include samples of client contracts, pricing tiers, things to get you started working with an actual client?
Yeah, so it does include a proposal template, contract template, and some PDFs for a couple of things to prepare for tax time, but also like planning for invoicing for clients, a budget template, financial planning, to kind of put that into place for you and teach you how to use it. I do go over some pricing, and I do go over that communication factor and how to talk with clients. And I actually am planning a training right now on the whole onboarding process and kind of how that looks from start to finish.
Bethany asked, what's the average time that you spend with each of your clients?
Oh, honestly, I find 99% of my clients on Facebook, and that's, something I talk about a lot in the course and in the group. And so there are a lot of smaller businesses, but smaller meaning they could be making a couple, $2 to $3 million in their business. But if they're service based, it's kind of a simpler setup. And at the most, even at that level, it probably doesn't take me more than 5 to 7 hours a month. And again, because you're not pricing this based on hours anymore, this is a specialized skill. So you're pricing it on what you can give to them. So 5 to 7 hours a month, think about how many clients you could take on in a month to do that.
So Cami asked, if I'm not done with the Free Mama course, do you suggest waiting or grabbing the deal? That depends on you and your financial situation. It's one heck of a deal. I'm just saying, the price is going to go up. And if you're looking for that really intimate support that Meagan and her team offers as you're learning the skill of bookkeeping and actually interacting with your clients, it's a pretty good deal. But you know what's best for you, what you can take on. You can always snatch the deal, finish the course, and then move on to learning bookkeeping. But I'm not a hard sell, guys. I'm not going to be like, no, you have to buy this right now. You're crazy. I'm not the used car salesman. You know what's best for you, Cami, and what you can take on. But this offer is not I'm not going to ask Meagan to come back, lower her price. I begged her to come in this week and said, I will change my calendar. You have to offer this here before you make changes in your business. So Carly asked, do you teach us what to charge? Do you talk about pricing?
Yeah, we do talk about pricing and the different levels and how to communicate that to get the higher prices.
Christy asked what a typical day looks like. You should go check out Free Mama TV over on YouTube, because we did an episode where we all talked about a typical day in our life. So we're just going to put that out of there as a little commercial.
Yeah, no, a typical day in my life probably looks a lot different than a lot of people, because I have a 4-month-old. Well, I guess probably looks a lot similar to some of you, but honestly, I don't work more than 3 to 4 hours a day, if that. And, I have a pretty big business at this point, and in a team, and I'm still doing a lot of the task work myself. And it really looks however you want it to look. I think that's kind of the point of the Free Mama, and of what I'm saying too. If you want to take off on a Monday or you want to take off on a Friday, I tend to like to take off on Mondays, because Mondays it's a mind thing. And I like to ease into the week.
We hated them for so long that now we're like, I'm just not. Monday's still the week. I feel the same way.
And I'm one that I kind of do pretty good work at night, whereas a lot of people love early mornings. So it can look however you want, but obviously you need a computer, right? A laptop or a computer, and some time to do some of the work. And it's specialized work, so you do need a little bit of time to focus strictly on it. But it doesn't take a whole lot of time. And with all of Lauren's tricks about planning and time management and all that good stuff, and using the daily 5 and things, you can really reduce your amount of time down.
So you had many people on Team Meagan answer this question, but so we can get the audio too for people not reading the comments. What are the 4 platforms that you teach in the course?
So we go over QuickBooks Online. We go over Wave apps. Actually, almost 50-50 of my clients are either on QuickBooks Online or Wave apps. But I do have several on Xero. That's a pretty popular platform. And then QuickBooks Desktop. And, QuickBooks Desktop is not technically online, but I teach you how to work with it online.
Awesome. Okay. We're scrolling. All right, guys, I got to wrap up here. This is so great. There are so many people just answering the questions for us. It's so great.
That's awesome.
Okay, Krista asked, I missed the deal part. Can you say it again? So Meagan is getting ready. So I coach Meagan. I know her business, like the behind the scenes, the stuff she's not going to put out there and talk about whatever. And she's ready to up level. She's going to be raising the price of her course by $200. And she's going to start coaching or start charging for her coaching program. And so I begged her to come in here before she did any of that. So you guys are getting her original ground floor price of $497 for her course. You're also going to get lifetime access to her group coaching program for free, which is insanity. It is insane, but I still begged her to let you guys get in for free too. And because I like sweetening the deal, and because I feel like it'll be a great supplement for a lot of you guys who are newbies, anybody who enrolls before Sunday at midnight is also going to get access to my Quick Start Freelance Success Kit as well. So we got a lot going on. We're super excited. I'm looking for the question marks. Melissa asked, have you ever had anyone just not get bookkeeping? Like, have you ever worked with somebody and they just can't get it? They don't understand it.
Oh, like a student or a client?
Yes. A student, I'm assuming.
Student. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to people that didn't get it beforehand. I've had to really explain what it meant. I remember telling somebody, like kind of my power pitch, I help aspiring bookkeepers. I'm like, well, what's an aspiring bookkeeper? Somebody who wants to be a bookkeeper. I didn't know. Same as you, I think in the beginning, you just assume people know what freelancing is. But no, I mean, I've never had anybody just not be able to figure it out after we break it down. You know, and what I talked about in the training of really breaking it down when you're talking to potential clients, it's the same thing I do with my students too, because I've realized that you start at the simplest of terms and the simplest of tasks, and then you can expand it from there. And anytime, and that's the benefit of the private group coaching, because if you just don't get it and you don't understand a lesson, you can come and ask me to break it down even more, and I can walk you through it.
I love that. I love that. Okay, I think there was one last question. Somebody asked, is FreshBooks similar to QuickBooks?
FreshBooks, it's not similar to QuickBooks. I mean, all the platforms do similar things. They're set up differently. FreshBooks is not one of my favorite, and it does most of the stuff that you would need. But like if a client comes to me and they ask my opinion, I usually point them towards one of those 4 that I mentioned. Yeah. You can make FreshBooks work too. Some of the stuff I teach you is outside of an accounting system and doing some stuff with spreadsheets and manually as well. So you could make it work with FreshBooks too, if that's what your client was using. Love it.
Okay, I think I covered all of the questions. Woo, that was fun. Are you just about to go pass out on the couch now? You guys,
yes,
in case
I'm an introvert. I don't like, this isn't my thing. And you know, it's starting to become more of my thing, but it takes a lot out of me, but I'm so glad.
I'm an extrovert and I'm a high energy extrovert, and it still takes a lot out of me. As your coach and friend, I just want to let you know how proud of you I am. I know that I put you up to this. I literally didn't really give you an out. I told you it was happening. So I'm very grateful. I'm super proud of you. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story. I got to hear about it. I think one of the first times you really ever shared it openly was with our team at our team retreat. And I'm so proud of you, because I know that those are the kind of stories where we're able to really impact other people and let them know, listen, it doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter where you're at right now. You have the ability, you are capable of doing something about it. And to quote my favorite quote is, whether you think you can or think you cannot, you're right, you know? And I think you're such a testament to that and making things happen, Meagan. And not only that, but you've impacted other free mamas' lives, not just through your students, but through growing your team and being a client of theirs and now helping them live their free mama journey. So I'm just so proud of you. Everybody, thank you for sticking with us for an hour and a half. I appreciate it. If bookkeeping is something you're interested in, clearly this is a woman I endorse to teach you what you need to know to leverage this skill and be on your own free mama journey as well. We are in communication, and by we, I mean her right-hand girl and my right-hand girl, Jordan and Danielle, are already talking. So we will hook you up. You don't need to do anything. If you enroll in Meagan's course, we'll get you access to the Quick Start Freelance Success Kit early next week. You guys have till Sunday. Super excited. Again, if you guys have any other questions, Meagan is tagged in this video. So she's not on Facebook right now, but I'm sure she will check in later. So if you have questions, don't ask me. I don't know the answers to her course questions. Ask her and tag her in the group, and we will do our best to make sure you guys get everything you need to be a part of this. But it's an amazing opportunity. Again, Meagan, I'm proud of you so much for everything you've accomplished in the last few years. And I think you're just absolutely awesome. So thank you for letting me make you be here today.
Well, thank you for making me.
Awesome. Have an awesome day, everybody. Enjoy your nap, Meagan.
Thanks.